जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। यमुना तीरा वनाचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। व्योमिष्पाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य, बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य, जगत गुरु सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की। Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stottra Satar Shri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Iskcon Guru Bhakta Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Mahayagna Ki Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai Sudarshan Ki Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Thai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, text number 40. Yadi api dik ibhajaino Yadyapi digbhigajaino Yajvino ye vairajarshaya Yajvino ye vairajarshaya Kim tu param rudhe shairan Kim tu param rudhe shairan Asyameva mameyam iti Asyameva mameyam iti Krutavairānubandhayam Krutavairānubandhayam Visrujya svayam upasamhritaha Visrujya svayam upasamhritaha Yadyapi dig ibhajayino Yadyapi digigajayino Yajvino yevvairajarshayah Yajvino yevvairajarshayah Kim tu param hrude shairan Kim tu param hrude shairan Asyameva mameyam iti Asyameva mameyam iti Krutavairānubandhayam Krutavairānubandhayam Visrujya svayam upasamhritaha Visrujya svayam upasamhritaha. Yadyapi, although Dikiba Jainaha, who are victorious in all directions, Yajvinaha, expert in performing great sacrifices, Ye, all of whom, why, indeed, Rajarshayaha, very great saintly kings, Kimtu, but Param, only this earth, Mridhe, Mridhe, in battle, Sairan, lying down, Asyam, on this earth, Eva, indeed, Mama, mine, Yam, this, Iti, considering in that way, Krita, on which is created, Vairanubandhayam, a relationship of enmity with others, Visrujya, giving up, Swayam, his own life, Upasamhritaha, being killed. There were many great saintly kings who were very expert in performing sacrificial rituals and very competent in conquering other kingdoms. Yet, despite their power, they could not attain the loving service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is because those great kings could not even conquer the false consciousness of I am this body and this is my property. Thus, they simply created enmity with rival kings, fought with them, and died without having discharged life's real mission. Purport: the real mission of life for the conditioned soul is to re-establish the forgotten relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engage in devotional service so that he may revive Krishna consciousness after giving up the body. One doesn't have to give up his occupation as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra or whatever. In any position, while discharging his prescribed duty, one can develop Krishna consciousness simply by associating with the devotees who are representatives of Krishna, who can teach this science. I repeat, in any position, while discharging his prescribed duty, one can develop Krishna consciousness simply by associating with devotees who are representatives of Krishna and who can teach this science. Regretfully, the big politicians and leaders in the material world simply create enmity and are not interested in spiritual advancement. Material advancement may be very pleasing to an ordinary man, but ultimately he is defeated because he identifies himself with the material body and considers everything related to it to be his property. This is ignorance. Actually, nothing belongs to him, not even the body. I repeat, actually, nothing belongs to him, not even the body. By one's karma, one gets a particular body, and if he does not utilize his body to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all his activities are frustrated. The real purpose of life is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1-13. Atah pumbhir dvijashreshta varnashrama vibhagasa swanustishtasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. It really doesn't matter what activity a man engages in, if he can simply satisfy the Supreme Lord, his life is successful. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Akshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat. There were many great saintly kings who were very expert in performing sacrificial rituals and very competent in conquering other kingdoms. Yet despite their power, they could not attain the loving service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is because those kings could not even conquer the false consciousness of I am this body and this is my property. Thus they simply created enmity with rival kings, fought with them and died without having discharged life's real mission. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to speak to Parikshit Maharaj about the futility or absolute uselessness of pursuing a materialistic agenda. Sukadeva and Prabhupada is mentioning that what to speak of your property or relatives, even your body doesn't belong to you. Actually nothing belongs to him, not even the body. So Prabhupada says by one's karma one gets particular body, and if he does not utilize his body to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all his activities are frustrated. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So if we are not satisfying Vishnu, serving Lord Vishnu, Krishna, all our activities are considered futile, waste, useless. If our activities, if our life, if our thoughts, if our ideas are not attracting the attention of the Supreme Lord, then what is the use of such ideas? It has to come to the attention of the Supreme Lord, attract the attention of the Supreme Lord, and if possible, we please the Supreme Lord. Ultimately, we have to please the Supreme Lord. Some Siddhir Haritoshanam, pleasing Him, satisfying Him. So if they are not coming to the attraction or notice, it may be on the materialistic plane, you're conquering 1 king, 2 kings, 10 kings, 20 kings, big empire. But what is the use of such activity? There have been many kings like this in the past, many now, maybe now, many may come in the future. But does it attract the attention of the Supreme Lord? No. The Lord's attention is attracted by simple, ordinary devotees who have dedicated if all their senses in the service of the Lord, in praising the Lord, all their senses they have dedicated either by serving the Lord, chanting the names of the Lord, hearing about the Lord, relishing the different pastimes, qualities, leelas, names of the Lord, organizing festivals. So somehow or other their life is connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Somehow or other their life is connected with the intent, idea, purpose of wanting to serve and please the Lord according to the instructions of the Guru Parampara. That is also important. Somebody cannot independently speculate, create, uh, form his own idea, his own theory, his own logic. That may or may not be successful. Because if you want to serve and praise Krishna, Krishna is revealing how, by doing what he is pleased. So that intent to serve and please the Lord should also come with a little bit of humility and desire to learn from a bona fide source, authorized source. And a source authorized by Krishna himself. If the source is not authorized by Krishna, then what are you learning? We are not sure what you learn. Unless the source is authorized by the Lord personally. So when we serve the Lord by following the instructions, the path shown by the Lord, in any of the four principal Vaishnava paramparas, then your activities become perfect. Because you're showing the right intent, wanting to serve and please the Lord. And you're learning also from a right source, from a bona fide source, and then you accept a guru, and this accepting guru is a serious business. This is actually the turning point in the history of the living entity in the material world. The living entity's destiny in the material world. Living entity means Atma. Destiny in the material world starts changing only when one accepts a bona fide Guru Parampara. When one accepts a bona fide Guru Parampara, then the Atma starts evolving. Or the dormant Krishna consciousness, what Prabhupada is saying, dormant Krishna consciousness, forgotten, sorry, forgotten relationship is revived. And there cannot be any greater purpose of life other than reviving the forgotten Krishna consciousness, forgotten relationship with the Supreme Lord. We may be very big materially, but spiritually we are considered lost if we don't have that one relationship with the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, we are considered lost. We may be rich, we may be powerful, we may be very well educated. For all we care, we may be doing Vedic austerities and what is it called? Austerities and yagyas and homas and rituals. That's why they call ritualistic practices. Without understanding either the mood or the spirit or the purpose of these practices, we will still be considered lost. Because we don't know. There is one creator up there who is waiting and watching. That he's also in our heart. So unless we revive our relationship, all our activities are considered futile. So hence it is directly mentioned by Sukadeva Goswami. They could not attain loving service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the uniqueness of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about attaining loving service. Not just service, loving service. Not service, you do service out of fear, out of obligation, out of being afraid of punishment or something. That's okay, that's one level. That's better than not doing any service to the Lord. But ultimately, we have to achieve love of Lord, love of God. So even if we are serving the Lord as a servant, that seva to the Lord that we render out of as a dasa should also be mixed, imbued with a sense of love for the Lord. Not just as a sense of obligation, or not just as a sense of wanting to get some rewards for the service. That wouldn't be very shall we say advanced level. So when we do service with a sense of love, that is very attracting. That attracts the Lord. But again, when we say we are doing love, we love the Lord, we serve the Lord, loving service of the Lord. It cannot be attained through artificial means. That means you just trick your mind into saying, okay, now I love the Lord, I'll behave like I'm a lover of the Lord. It doesn't work like that. That is called sahajiya, pretending without actually earning that. sahajiya, which means making the whole mood of serving the Lord lovingly very cheap. So we can't do that either. The only way, one and the only way, is to follow the instructions given by Krishna through the Guru Parampara. Here it is mentioned that devotees of Krishna are representatives of Krishna. Prabhupada is emphatically declaring such a very reassuring word. Devotees of Krishna are like representatives of Krishna, which means they're as good as Krishna. They're your friends, they're your well wishers, they're your um, mm, they're your guide, they're your teachers, devotees of Krishna, because they're representatives of Krishna. They guide you, they teach you, they train you, they take you along because they're representatives of Krishna. So ultimately, the most important decision a living entity does is, does the living entity accept and surrender to representatives of Krishna as they come down in a bona fide Guru Parampara. If they come in the bona fide Guru Parampara and you accept them, then you're in, like they say, you're in safe hands. You're in very safe hands. All good things will start from now onwards. From the time you offer your life in the hands of a bona fide representative of Krishna in the Guru Parampara, all auspiciousness, all wonderful things. And slowly you will start developing renunciation from, actually not renunciation, you will start developing attraction, more and more attraction for Guru and Krishna, Seva of Krishna. And as a result of developing more attraction, material activities, material agenda, material goals become slowly insignificant. Actually, you don't have to do anything specifically to develop renunciation. That's the beauty of devotional service. Devotional service is so complete, so perfect, so satisfying to the body, mind, soul, every cell of the body. It is so satisfying that one will not want to do anything else. Just continue in that way eternally. One will develop an anxiety saying, Krishna, please don't send me away. Even if I'm not competent or not very sincere or dedicated, please somehow tolerate me. Keep me at your lotus feet eternally. Lotus feet of Vaishnavas, and let me always be, somehow please engage me. So the whole mood will change the day we accept a Guru Parampara. Because Guru Parampara does not teach anything other than how to love Krishna. They're not interested in, for that matter, they're not interested in promoting you to the heavenly planets also, which is the goal of all other Vedic ritualistic processes. All other Vedic ritualistic processes are how to promote you to the heavenly planets, Swarga Loka. Maybe they will even teach you how to become Indra, Brahma, this one, that one, like that. But what's the use of becoming any of that? Brahma comes to Vrindavan, the holy land of Vrindavan, where Krishna is performing his very, very transcendentally ecstatic, joyful childhood pastimes. When Brahma comes and declares, says, I'm afraid to put my foot into Vrindavan. I don't think I'm even qualified to come into Vrindavan. I don't think I have the qualities, and my mind is completely contaminated, spoilt by this great feeling that I am big man, I am Brahma, I am this, I am that. So with this contamination, I don't want to spoil the atmosphere of Vrindavan. So if I come there, maybe it will contaminate the auspicious mood of Vrindavan. So I will pay obeisances to you from outside the realm of Vrindavan. But if at all you permit me to enter Vrindavan, Brahma says to Krishna, he says, if at all you permit me out of your boundless compassion, your oceanic compassion, then let me be born as a blade of grass. And why do I want to be born as a blade of grass? Because I want all the devotees to trample me, so that the dust of their lotus feet will fall upon me, and hopefully by that I will be purified. And I will develop a real attraction for serving you. So look at what the devotees are saying, what is their prayer, and look at the ordinary materialistic people. They want to conquer some kingdom, some position. In in this material world. Actually, the material world is, is attractive, but deceptively attractive. It is not, it is fleetingly attractive. Does not have it sustainable beauty or attraction. Does not have, material world does not have. Everything here is cyclic. It creates, stays for some time, decays, deteriorates, and annihilates, and then again the fresh cycle starts. It's almost like the dream. It's not real. It has a pretense of reality in it. Our youth that we are so proud of, we relish this youth. It's also very fleeting, lasts a few seconds. I mean, in a cosmic time frame, lasts very little time. So, compared to that, in the spiritual world, in the world that Lord Krishna personally creates, this is created by Brahma and the material agents whom we call the Devatas. The material world is created by them, but the spiritual world is created by Lord Krishna personally. It's made out of love. It's made out of Satchidananda. It's made out of eternally existing substances. So it's completely characteristically different. The world that Krishna creates and the world that material energy, material agents create. What can material agents do? They will try their best, but they can only create something like this, which is designated as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. They can't do more than that. That's the best they can do. But when Krishna creates, everything is eternal. Everything is happiness, everything is joy, everything is love, everything is ecstatic. And it's ever growing in that sense. So there's a huge contrast. So Sukadeva Goswami is asking Parikshit Maharaj, what comment do you have to make about all these kings? They're running behind, defeating one king, taking his kingdom, conquering his wealth, putting in the wealth, and trying to be a bigger king and a biggest king and like that. But ultimately, Sukadeva Prabhupada is explaining that even their body doesn't belong to them. What to speak of the land or the kingdom or the gold or other things that they have falsely, apparently conquered. Even their body doesn't belong to them. So what to speak of such people? But no matter what we hear, we will still be attracted to the material world. No matter what we hear, how many times we hear, whoever is the speaker will still be attracted. This is the tragedy. This is the irony of the material, because this is also in one sense Krishna's own energy, Maya, and it's so deceptive. Mama Maya Duratyaya, Krishna says, don't take it for granted. Don't be proud. Don't think that you can conquer Maya without the weapon of surrender. You cannot conquer. Without the weapon of surrender, without the weapon of service, without the protection of Guru Parampara, you cannot conquer Maya. Maya can fool you easily, very easily fool you. We have the story of Indra who becomes a pig. And when they come to take Indra back after his term of curse is over, they want to take him back. Indra says, oh, don't separate me, please don't separate me from my family. I have children, great-grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We're all living together as one family. How dare you take me? How much? And the Devatas are all surprised. They say, what happened to him? But that is the power of Maya. Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Which is why Lord Chaitanya would painstakingly avoid even meeting materialistic people. He would say, no, I'm afraid that that contamination may seep through into my consciousness, because this is also Krishna's energy. So he said, King Prataprudra, no, I'm not going to meet him. Then he will chastise Nityananda and Ramananda Rai and others who were Sarup Damodar, who were canvassing, saying Lord Chaitanya should meet Prataprudra. Lord Chaitanya says, how dare you? I'm a sannyasi. You want to bring discredit to me? You want me to take such risk meeting a man of pound and shillings? Pound and shilling means somebody who's engrossed in money, wealth, gold, silver, acquiring, etc. What do I have in common with him? It's very dangerous for a sannyasi to meet such people. Why will I meet him? What are you trying to do? You're trying to do something, you're trying to harm me. Lord Chaitanya becomes very, very visibly very upset and angry that they are asking him to meet Prataprudra the king. It takes a long time to convince Lord Chaitanya that he should meet Prataprudra. In small installments, they start glorifying the devotional qualities of King Prataprudra. Actually, Lord Chaitanya knows who is Prataprudra. In his heart, he knows. But then, he is warning us that we don't become friendly with materialistic people. Because materialistic people have a completely different agenda, goal of life, purpose of life. They are very surprised at what kind of life we are leading. We should also be very surprised at what kind of hollow life they are leading. Of course, secretly they will admire us because they know no matter what they have, their life is shallow. They're not happy. They're full of anxiety, fear, envy, jealousy, and so on. It's a very compromised life. So secretly they admire us for the courage that we have shown in renouncing that path and taking to bhakti. So finally, they're able to convince Lord Chaitanya, saying that you must meet him, because Lord Chaitanya, they keep on telling that he is renounced. The thing that convinces Lord Chaitanya is this: when they come and tell Lord Chaitanya that if you don't meet Prataprudra, the king Prataprudra, don't give an audience to him. He's so much hankering to see you, so much determined to see you, so intensely lamenting that he's seeing you, that he's thinking that if he, being the king, is what is coming in between him and Lord Chaitanya's audience, then Prataprudra has declared that he will renounce his kingship, renounce his royal order, renounce his position as the king, completely give up. And he'll come to you as a beggar, as a nobody, to beg you to give you, grant an audience. This is what is the clinching argument of King Prataprudra. He said, I'll give up everything. I'm even ready to give up my life, but I have to get the audience of Lord Chaitanya. He's blessing all of you. I know that by very act of seeing you all who are blessed by Lord Chaitanya, I feel very blessed and blissful. But still, I want to offer myself unconditionally at the lotus feet of the Lord. Me, my kingdom, my body, my family, everything I want to offer. I want him to know that I am his servant. I want him to know. This is what is the clinching argument. And finally, Lord Chaitanya says, all right, if all of you are saying so, I will grant him an audience like that. So this is the... it's not that they want to be strict for this purpose, for the sake of being strict. It's not ritualistic thing. Because they can't relate to this material world as being something worthy. So what is there in this material world? We have this body, we have a Guru Parampara, we have Bhagavatam, we have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, other literature. So this purpose of this life is to read these scriptures, engage in the service of the Lord. We have eyes, we have ears, we have nose, we have this, we have that, legs, hands. All of these are exclusively meant for serving the Lord. Not for anything else, not for anybody else. So they have a very, very different value system and a different purpose, goal, etc. in life. Rather than what we see described as materialistic endeavors. So when Lord Chaitanya hears that this is the resolve of Prataprudra, then he says, all right, he has passed all the tests. Now I'm ready to see him. Now I'm ready. Then they will instruct Prataprudra. You want to go see him? You go in this place where he'll be alone, lying down in the Jagannath Vallabha garden or something. Or what is it, Gundicha Mandir? One of the two places. So he's lying down. As you're going, you chant the Gopi, what is it called? Gopi Geet, the verses of the Gopi Geet. You chant the verses of the Gopi Geet and you go and meet him. And then it is said that when Lord Chaitanya hears somebody chanting the Gopi Geet prayers in a trembling voice, body shivering, trembling, and they are chanting the Gopi Geet prayers. He's coming. Lord Chaitanya becomes so ecstatic. He does not If he does not have this external consciousness, and then out of spontaneous affection goes and embraces. So, for us, and then of course, consistently, Lord Chaitanya had this stance that he would not meet a woman separately, or definitely no businessmen or kings or anybody. They, Lord Chaitanya's formula was that no matter what you are, whatever be your social standing, like it's mentioned here, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmana, anything, doesn't matter. Just not just because you're a Brahmana, you get some extra grace marks or brownie points. Whatever be your situation, are you serving? Are you trying? Is the goal of your life trying to develop love for Krishna? Is that your goal of life? If that is your goal of life, then you're past. But if your goal of life is to improve your material situation, then you still have a lot of ground to cover. To improve one's material situation, material standing, material status, material position, material wealth, then you still have a lot of learning to do. Because here it is elaborated, in the previous verses also it's elaborated, that in the material world, when our goal is to improve our situation, improve our wealth, possessions, power, kingdom, this, then you'll inevitably lead to a clash, because somebody else next to you is also having the same plan as yours. And there are limited resources in the material world. So inevitably that will lead to a clash. They will want something which you want. And hence there will be a clash. Enmity. This is mine, this is not yours. This is mine, I'll protect it. That is yours, I'll grab it. How can you have it? I want it. And then that person also will think the same thing. What is mine, I will protect at any cost, and what is yours, wait, one day I will grab it. I'll make sure that I grab it, make sure that it becomes mine. So, this is inevitably, it will lead to a clash. Inevitably, invariably, it will lead to a clash. So, Lord Chaitanya says, how many lifetimes you want to waste like this? It's not worth it. And finally, even if you become Brahma, Indra, typical case, he was so scared that somebody else will overtake him, somebody else will become more qualified, somebody else will dislodge him, somebody else will overthrow him, somebody else will grab his position. So much so that he resorts to all kinds of unethical practices to preserve his position, stealing the horse. How many times he has done it? In this Srimad Bhagavatam, we see in many numerous occasions Indra stealing the sacrificial Ashwamedha horse. So that the moment somebody does 100 Ashwamedha Yagna, he becomes qualified to become the Indra. Indra is super nervous. Doesn't want that to happen. Doesn't want to allow it to happen. Where is bhakti in all of this? We say it is called self-aggrandizement. That means promoting oneself. Actually, the most devious part of the whole thing is you start competing with Krishna also someday. Why only Krishna should enjoy? I also want to enjoy. I also want beautiful women. All the beautiful women of the world should serve me or something. That was Ravana's megalomania. So, it will lead to a path of complete self-destruction. But devotees are different. They don't want. They want to insulate and isolate themselves from all kinds of materialistic trends and tendencies. They live in communities of devotees. They have a very, very different um, goal. They are focused only on activities that are pleasing to Krishna. They have no interest. In fact, they're afraid of materialistic trends and tendencies. Sukadeva Goswami is taking great pleasure in speaking all this to the most perfect disciple, Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is more than eager, more than anxious to hear this high standards of um, bhakti. Actually, devotee likes to be quarantined. Likes to be quarantined from all kinds of materialistic trends and influences, possible influences. He likes to be quarantined. He likes to isolate himself. So our life begins with Mangalarti. Others' life begins with, I don't know what, different things, reading paper, reading this, reading that. So they become even more deeper and deeper and deeper into this Maya world of unreal existence. And eventually they'll be frustrated because they can't achieve everything they want. It's not possible. You're not Krishna. We're not Krishna. How can we achieve? Something that karma permits here and there, a little bit we may get. And also for some period of time. We're not Krishna. We're not the Supreme Lord. We're not Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Charachara. Nothing is happening as per our control. So for some time, as per our karma, little bit wealth, success, we may seem to enjoy or we may seem to get. But eventually that will be at a very high cost and it will lead to frustration. Devotees like to quarantine themselves. They don't like to hear also. We read the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read the Ramayana, we read the Mahabharata, we read the Nectar of Devotion, Krishna book. This is our world. We want to read about how the gopis of Vrindavan, how the gopas of Vrindavan, how the different living entities, either in the Ramayana, are serving Krishna, are dedicated to Krishna. And what a remarkable life they are leading with Krishna in the center. And how wonderfully Krishna is reciprocating with each of them individually, with all of them collectively also. Each of them Krishna relates back. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us that we can revive that type of a consciousness in this world. It is ultimately, though this is created by Brahma and secondary agents, secondary creators, it is nevertheless a part of Krishna's creation, though you can say indirectly done by these people. I mean, directly done by them, indirectly by Krishna. Nevertheless, it's part of Krishna's creation. So we can turn wherever you are by the formula of bhakti as given by the acharyas, and turn little communities, little places into a place where intense, loving, unconditional bhakti is practiced. We can turn it. And that is what we have to do. Otherwise, what is the purpose? What is the goal? What do we achieve in human life? The same thing that we have done millions of lives we are doing now, with a little difference. Similar thing. I can't say same, but similar. Trying to improve one's material situation, condition, wealth, possessions, position, respect, everything. We're trying to improve our situation, material. Sometimes in the mode of ignorance, they don't even know how to do that. People in the mode of ignorance, they go the other opposite way. People in the mode of Rajaguna, Sattva may try to improve their situation. People in the mode of extreme Tamaguna or Rajaguna, they even destroy themselves. Because this world has many traps. Maya has many traps. If not one, you will fall into the next one. Which is why we quarantine ourselves. We may appear to be working, doing business, but Prabhupada says do all that as a formality. Our real business is bhakti. Our only real business is bhakti. Our only real mission, business, activity, goal, mission is bhakti. Nothing else. We have to quarantine ourselves. We have really no idea. It's like the Arab and the camel story. The camel will put its nose into the tent saying it's so cold outside. And the Arab will say, all right, only the tip of your nose. Because the camel says the tip of the nose is very cold. This cold wind is hurting me. I'm freezing because of the tip of the nose not getting warmth. So like that, then the face, then the ears, then this, then the that. And by the time The Arab wakes up next morning, he sees that the camel is sleeping in the tent, and the camel has kicked the Arab out of the tent. He says, "What happened? I thought I only left the tip of the nose into the tent. I'm outside now." So Maya is like that. It can just change the whole context. Everything in Maya can change without your knowledge, without you being aware of it. Something serious going on in your life. You won't even know. You won't even recognize. You won't even perceive. That's why we have to quarantine ourselves. Our quarantining is devotee association. They are representatives of Krishna. Which is why it is Lord Chaitanya says, live in a holy place. Mathuravas. Because there are only devotees there, only bhakti is there, only devotion is there. Only activity going on is serving of Krishna. Okay, if you can't do that, at least make your house, your environment, your circle, your friends, your associates, make sure you pick them carefully. Make sure you pick them carefully that they are strong, healthy devotees. Even among devotees, we have to be careful. Some devotees are healthy, some devotees are not yet so mature. So healthy, strong-willed devotees who are determined to serve the mission of their guru. Staunchly, dedicatedly. So fill yourself with people like that. Though in this place it is mentioned here and there, this is the forest of material enjoyment. Actually, there's no enjoyment in this material world. Prabhupada clearly says it is relief from anxiety. And even if there is some enjoyment, it is so fleetingly present. Very, very fleetingly present. And eventually that enjoyment also becomes like poison. You may not like it after a point of time. There's always frustration in this material world. But Krishna's world, no. There is never a scope for frustration to enter there. Of course, there is other sentiments are there. There is some anxiety, there is some fear. But all of that is meant to increase your love for Krishna. Even sometimes you have lamentation, sometimes fear, sometimes this, sometimes. But all of that are pastimes arranged so that your attachment, your love for Krishna goes on increasing. There is fear that you may lose Krishna's associate. There is fear that you may be separated. You may be prevented from going to Krishna and serving him. Like that, all those sentiments are there. It is not that you become a robo or a clone or something like that in the spiritual world. You have much more finer sentiments. If you read Nectar of Devotion, you will see how many divisions are there, how many types of fear is there, how many types of lamentation is there, how many different types of love is there, how many different types of chivalry is there. It's mind-boggling. The variations and the number of these unique sentiments are delineated, are explained in Rupa Goswami's book. Of course, as taught by Lord Chaitanya. So it's a whole spectrum of emotions you go through while you're with Krishna. Much more than what you go through here. It is all different variations of fear, anxiety, frustration, depression, suppression, oppression in this material world. There it is different variations and combination of all these things in the material world. Oppression, depression, suppression, all those things. There it's different. And the thing is that even if you're feeling lamentation or fear about being separated from Krishna, it's bittersweet. It is bitter, but at the same time sweet also. Like sometimes the gopis say, we don't know which is sweeter. When we are spending time with Krishna or when we are separated from Krishna and we are we're anticipating the presence of Krishna. We want to be with Krishna. We are thinking about Krishna. We are lamenting. Which is sweeter? This is a little bit of bittersweet. So Rupa Goswami is a genius. I mean, incredible. I don't think there's any book equivalent to Nectar of Devotion anywhere in the universe. The way he has put the entire spectrum of human emotions when you're serving Krishna. And there are, in many of these cases, there is no English equivalent of the word, of the explanation, of the sentiment that is being explained. English is such an inadequate language. Sanskrit is so rich because it's Devanagari, it's the language of the gods, language of Krishna. So rich and so diverse. So that is the real world. That is the only world. This is just perverted, inverted reflection. But like I said, no matter what, unless we get the grace of Guru, Krishna, Vaishnavas, this is not a, it's a prison. It's called a prison, but it's a strange prison. It's a prison where we have decided that we will enter this prison and stay in this prison. There are no walls, there are no sentries, there are no, what is it called? The soldiers or gatekeepers or prison guards. We have voluntarily condemned ourselves into this prison like existence. It's like holding a tree tightly and saying that the tree is holding me. It's not true. So once we get the Guru Krishna Krupa, then we awaken, we see, we understand. Then these statements of Sukadeva Goswami will make sense, will attract us. And then the forgotten relationship with Krishna becomes revived. Mahaprabhu says, when you accept Guru, when you accept Guru Parampara, that's when the change starts happening. You start seeing the world for what it is and for what it is not and for what it can never become. What it is. It is an opportunity for us to reform and become closer to Krishna, to develop bhakti for Krishna. That's the only purpose of this life. Develop attraction for Krishna. That's the goal. Sometimes we do it. Sometimes we go through a rough patch. We learn by experimenting materially in different ways, and then finally we come down to Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya says that bhagya, that auspiciousness, that good fortune we should bestow upon everybody in this material world. How do we bestow? We bestow by connecting them to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So when they chant the Hare Krishna mantra, their forgotten, dormant, hidden Krishna consciousness wakes up, awakens. And then they begin inquiry. Why is that mantra different from any other mantra that I have chanted? Why do I feel different? What is this? What is this special mysterious content, mystical mysterious content in this Hare Krishna mantra? Like that. Our curiosity is aroused. And then slowly, eventually, they'll come to the point when they accept a guru and start reading Bhagavatam. These two are, one activity supports the other. Accepting guru, reading Bhagavatam, and chanting and devotional service. They're all, what is the word? They all feed on one another. Like that. So our duty is we are enjoying and we should help other living entities also get the same benefit of real shelter of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Any questions or comments? Yes, young man, go ahead. Huh?
While the kings are fighting because
Yes,
sources are
sources
limited,
are finite.
and clashes will happen due to that, and due to that fight will happen. What we find out, Prabhu, in bhakti also we have to serve the Lord with the same material items whatever available, and due to that here resources are limited. Even the devotional services also fighting will happen, not like a tooth and nail, but verbally fighting or something. Like for example, classes like this is my temple, this is my center, my devotees, my resources. So you told that strong devotee wind, what we have to be stay into the under strong devotees. But what we observe that when a person is a strong devotee, his mentality is more that we become separate from the current policies and we can do our other things. But we get the more freedom in this space. How to understand this point in a devotional service with a limited resources? How can we stay together in the association and get the real feeling of the bhakti should be there instead of outside uh, things.
So your point is that there seems to be competition for resources, devotees, opportunities, in whatever facilities, even in the spiritual. I mean, even in bhakti line. So isn't that by nature? Doesn't it also appear like a materialistic competition, uh, etc.? See, sometimes it is spillover of our previous consciousness into bhakti because we're just about beginning the course of bhakti, so that there's a spillover. It spills over into spiritual life as well in the initial stages. We tend to be possessive of our position, of our opportunity, of resources, uh, post adhikara. We tend to be possessive. For us, those things mean a lot. So so, like I said, it spills over. The previous consciousness carries forward into our spiritual activities because we're still not mature. We're still not fully uh, purified. We still have those contaminations. And hence there is a sense of competition or heartburn or envy. Somebody has become president. I have not become. I also tried. So all these things happen in a even in it appears to be happening even in bhakti line. So isn't that anomaly of the bhakti process? That's the point you're making. But Prabhupada says that there will be some element of competitive feeling even in the spiritual world. But the competition is to please Krishna. Who can please Krishna more? Who pleases more intensely, more nicely, more lovingly, etc. But Prabhupada says the competition in the spiritual world is there. That's a reality. And there is difference in mood also. There is difference in bhava, mood. Different people want to serve Krishna in different, unique way, unique style, as per their inspiration, as per their talent, as per their. But Prabhupada mentions, and Rupa Goswami also says that that kind of competition is not mixed with envy. You will compete with somebody, you will want to do better than them, more than them, etc. Please Krishna more than them. But when someone else is actually pleasing Krishna more, you will not be envious, you will appreciate and glorify that person. There's a huge fundamental difference between materialistic mood endeavor and in the spiritual, under Krishna's protective, loving care. You will appreciate, thank, admire, and if possible, even learn from them. It will never be mixed with envy. So there's that fundamental difference. Prabhupada mentions so many times the Chandravali group and the Radharani group. They have competition. They intensely compete. If you read some of the compositions of the by Rupa Goswami, you will see that sometimes Chandravali group is speaking um, uh, about Radharani's faction and their group saying, "Oh, Radharani doesn't sufficiently respect Krishna. She rejects Krishna when he goes to her, and like that, because there's a difference in mood." And sometimes Radharani is inquiring, "Oh, Krishna is spending time with Chandravali's group. What's going on there? Why did he have to go there? We are there, no? What was the need for him to go there?" Like that. This Krishna is like this. He does this to simply he does this simply to create enmity and jealousy in our heart. As it is, he is not with us. We are feeling, and now he goes and sits with our rivals. Like that. But it increases the overall spirit of intense competition to love and serve Krishna and please him. There's no envy. There's absolutely no envy amongst them. Though there appears to be, there is enmity or competition, or there's no envy. Right? Now, in the material world, in organizations, sometimes these things happen. We cannot pretend that we are a perfect human being, perfect set of devotees. We are sadhana bhaktas. We are at various levels of sadhana. And as we mature, then we start understanding that the real the real qualities that Krishna is attracted to is simplicity, humility, willingness to accept what comes by Krishna's arrangement. And how can I intensify or increase my service to my Guru and Krishna? So you start realizing these finer elements of bhakti. And you will aspire for a position or a position or authority or anything only when it comes down in the parampara and some authority calls you and says, can you take this role, can you take this position, and then you take it more in the mood of serving rather than in a mood of enjoying the collateral benefits of such a position. No, more in the mood of a service. My Guru ordered me to be, hence I'm doing it. And I'll be there, I'll do that as long as my Guru wants me to. The moment, the day he decides that he wants to give that position to somebody, he wants me to do something else, I'm very happy. For me, the purpose is, how can I serve and please my Guru? Not, I can serve my Guru in any position. It does not have to be this. I will not demand. I will never ask him. I will never question him for changing my position. Whatever he says, that is the highest position I can aspire. The highest position is unconditionally surrendering to Guru. Unconditionally being available in the Guru's hands to engage in any service as per his choice, as per his sweet will. So what does it mean? How does it matter whether you're a king or a president or a co? It should not matter. Whatever Guru says. There are many devotees like that in our institution. Many. So we have to come to that stage. We will come to that stage when we relish our position as servant of my Guru. Servant of my Guru, I've been asked to do this. Servant of my Guru, in that capacity, my Guru has asked me to do this and this. Tomorrow he changes this. So what? I mean, it's as per his sweet will. I will accept. I'll be very happy. Whatever he wants me to do. However, in whatever position. So we will eventually, by serving and by internal awakening of love for Krishna, then we start understanding our real position is that of being an unconditional servant of my Guru. Not somebody who challenges Guru, questions Guru, argues with the Guru. Then you miss the whole spirit. So you're carrying the materialistic vasanas and contamination too far into spiritual life. But you don't have to worry. These things don't vanish quickly. But Krishna has a way of correcting a devotee, intervening in the life of a devotee and correcting them and helping them. The Lord has a very, very nice, very sweet way of Krishna and Guru's mercy has a very nice way of, provided somebody is a little sincere, of correcting them. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Patit Pavan, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.